Hello, my name is Miles, and I have a really cool dream, in my opinion, that I
Mm-hmm.
could help anyone, pretty much, based on the way the house is built.
So, your dream is about houses? What kind of a 13, 14, 15-year old age range person, a teenager today, who would dream about houses? What you got going on in that head of yours?
Well, apparently, I'm the one dreaming about houses. Um, since I was little, I've had dreams, literal physical dreams, where I fall asleep and see this, of these really cool houses that I feel really calm in. But I could never remember what the houses look like or
Really?
how they were built or any of it. I could never remember any details except for I felt calm in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just decided today, even, I just said, screw it. I'm gonna try to draw a design for one.
That's right. Now, why would a house be able to calm someone? Like, you want to tell them a little bit of how that might happen?
Well, if you build the house right, it's the house is happy. The
Mm-hmm.
house houses are pretty much engines. Everything is an engine. You got to put in stuff to get stuff out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to put in the love and work on your house to get a good house out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like just like you have to put gas into a car to make it go.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite simple. And if you build the right type of house, it's more efficient than the one that's not right for you.
That's right. Now, you've lived in a couple of different types of houses. What do you live in now?
Well, I live in technically two houses, my dad's and my mom's.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's is a dog trot. It
Mm-hmm.
has 7 or 8 rooms, and my dad's is this little, um, pretty much tin can called a mobile home. I mean, a trailer, not a
Mm-hmm.
mobile home. And the mobile home was is one of those corks in a machine kind of thing where you put one bolt here and another guy puts a bolt there.
Mm-hmm.
And this house is also called a miracle house because you can't tell how it's standing up. Like if you were to tear off all of the walls and just make it beams and all that, you would think it would have fallen.
So, why was this dog trot that you live in here? Why would you say it's a miracle that it's standing? When was it built? Like, who? How did that happen? How did you get to have a house that's built with such different construction than we have today in 2016?
Well, I guess it kind of just got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
It it's a pre-Civil War house, and I'm surprised that it's in this good of a shape for that old.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
it's
Technically, it's
just
built just after the Civil War, but the design is a pre-Civil War design. The dog trot. Who do you know very much about the history of dog trots?
um didn't the Taylors build it?
Mm-hmm. The Taylors built this one.
And the president that was one of the president's family. I forget which
President
president.
Zachary Taylor's family.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and they built it and sold it pretty much. They're like, oh, we're gonna build this really nice house to make it like a mansion, but it's gonna look like an old house, a cheap house, and to disguise our wealth so that nobody gets mad at us around here. And then they sold it.
Well, that's kind of, yeah, that's absolutely one way to look at it. They didn't want to show off their money.
That
So,
too. That's what I that was
yeah.
trying. That was the goal I was trying to get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't want people to think and, to be jealous. And so they built the common poor man's house, which is a dog trot. Only why is this one different?
Because this one's a two-story.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of very few of its kind in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and in the state, it's the only one on the what's it called?
It will be the only one on the National Registry in the state of
Smithsonian.
Louisiana. Mm-hmm.
And
Well, let's show people a little bit about this house, and I want you. Can you tell them how it helped you? How could a house help a person? How could you, a teenager, have a dream about houses that help people? Can you walk around and kind of show us a little bit?
Well, I guess you could relate a house to a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Certain video games appeal to certain people. Personally, I like sci-fi video games where you're space and you're fighting aliens and all this.
Mm-hmm.
But some people don't like that. My father, example, he loves older war, like World War II kind of games.
Mm-hmm.
Or like apocalypse games where there's no alien cannons and you're fighting each other with bows and arrows and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people like a game called Fallout. One of my friends likes that game a lot. Like, a lot. And houses are pretty much video games for different people.
Mm-hmm.
So a house that works great for one person won't work great for another. That and so forth. Because you just don't feel drawn to that kind of house if you don't like that house.
So how has this historic dog trot, did we start restoring this dog trot to help ourselves, or what were we trying to do? Were we trying to save history? What were we trying to go for?
We were just trying to survive, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we moved schools because one school wasn't working, and we found one school over in Sarepta, and it was working great, and then they dissolved the school system. So we had to find a private school for K through 12 because Mom would have had to drive like 3 hours to drop us off every morning. That's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were just driving along. We were about to give up, turn around and go home, and we found this rundown thing.
This rundown thing.
And
An abandoned house in the middle of the woods.
and I swear it was haunted. I swear I heard people talking in the hallways at night.
I believe you.
I've even been pushed out of my bed before.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
And like I think midgets lived here. The steps were really small. Like they had to be like 6 inches. Like, you had to put your foot on sideways.
The stairs in the hall were so small you could barely get up them. We had to remove them. We have to put new steps up.
And it just kind of took off from there.
So, can you show people? Nobody knows really anymore because most of these houses have been torn down. Can you take them on a real quick tour and actually show them what a dog trot is? They have no clue.
Well, a dog trot is just a bunch of rooms on two sides of a hall.
Mm-hmm.
And the hall is facing north and west.
East and west.
East and west, not north and west.
It'd be hard to do north and west, but...
Don't judge me.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's built at just the right degree. It's built just right to where it literally sucks the air through. And so
let me show them real quick
certain-
because they probably don't know what a dog trot hall is. Y'all, you're just going to have to forgive me for the house being so messy, okay? There's a little paint on the floor. So this right here, you see Miles on the front porch. We're painting our porch with piano keys. The first coat's not even finished, and it's really needs a good thorough mopping right now, but that's not high on our priority list. So as you see, nature comes out. See, this dog trot hall goes in right here. Now we've got construction materials out. Here comes Preston. Now, if you go through into the dog trot hall, one thing that they used to use hippie beads for was to actually keep the bugs from flying in, and birds too. Yeah, birds fly through the middle of the house. Preston, tell them about birds flying through the middle of the house.
Well, when we used to not have those, and when eagles were everywhere, they were literally like, one time it was really bad because there were like 2 eagles in rooms, and I remember one time
They weren't eagles, they were little sparrows and stuff.
I thought those were eagles.
Eagles are like the size of you.
Oh.
Okay.
Mom,
Yeah.
would you like an edible cup?
Yes, I will come in shortly and get me something to eat. I'm actually interviewing your brother. So,
Mom, like I can make you a cup out of a cucumber.
yes, that would be great. So here, this is where the dog trot hall goes straight outside. You saw it, we just came through the center of the house. And now you're outside. This is the old antique water well. We've painted it up. We've got our little deck out here. And this is where you can just sit and chill. So if you really pay close attention, that's the living room. And you're going to, well, hello, Miles. Would you like to come to the back deck for some more?
Sure.
So basically what happened to us is we didn't know the construction of the house was going to change sensory disorders. We had no idea that our senses needed the complex patterns of nature. Miles, can you tell them a little bit about that?
Well, I've always been able to pick up patterns really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen right now, you can hear a lot of animals.
Mm-hmm.
I hear 6 different species
Nice.
communicating with each other. I heard a woodpecker off in the distance, which I don't think the speaker could pick up, but I heard it. And it's just, these patterns help me calm down.
Mm-hmm. Why do they help you? Why do you think you've always wanted to know about patterns?
Well, I just always like patterns. It's
Yep.
just me.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think the patterns that you were seeking before we moved to nature, were you finding patterns that made you feel better?
Not necessarily, but I was finding patterns.
Mm-hmm. So, what kind of patterns were you picking up on when we lived in the city?
The commonality of sirens, I guess, was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't hear many birds, except for the occasional bird flying over
Mm-hmm.
on its migration.
Mm-hmm.
But you heard a lot of dogs barking, cars running, just all this.
Did that bring you comfort and peace and make you feel soothed?
Not really. I normally like to stay in my room because it was a lot more quiet in my room.
Mm-hmm.
My room was like a safe haven, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So what about out here? How is that different out here?
Well, it's a lot quieter. You don't hear all these engines running and the sirens blaring.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this.
You just hear nature. Right now we hear your little brother's Disney records playing pretty loud from the living room, but all right, so let's get back to architecture. Your dream. Can you tell us what your dream is?
I just would like to build houses that help humans but don't hurt the ecosystem.
Nice.
So, wood is commonly used in cabins, but in order to get that wood, you have to chop down a nearby tree, which hurts the ecosystem. So I'm thinking if we could find a way to make solar panels and all, like, sand doesn't hurt the ecosystem. If there's too much there, it hurts the ecosystem, but if there's too little, the ecosystem doesn't really mind. Because it's sand, you can't grow anything in sand. And you could use sand, if you heat it up enough, you can mold it into glass and then make a mirror out of the glass and build the frame for a house and then stick a bunch of mirrors on it, and none of the animals really know your house is there.
So tell them about your window double mirror theory, because I think it's really cool. I've never heard of anybody talking about this until you really brought it up to me. Can you tell them what that is?
Well, I'm just thinking you build a house.
Mm-hmm.
Not very complicated. I guess you could say it's a little oversimplified.
Mm-hmm.
But you pretty much, here comes Preston's edible cup.
Thank you.
With what is it called?
What's in it?
Coconut?
No, not with coconut. With the liter of juice that's about to go bad.
Oh, that's juice. That's fantastic. You brought me a drink.
Edible cup.
Mmm. Ooh, can I have a refill? And okay, let Miles talk. All right.
I'm gonna make it.
Okay, thank you. All right, go ahead, Miles. Sorry.
But I gotta kind of start over.
I'm sorry.
Really, if you were to build preferably a circular house,